My ex-crazy GF is trying to isolate me from his family. So I'm divorced. I will freely admit that I'm most at fault for the divorce. I never should have been married, but hindsight is 20/20, as they say. My own family is a poop show and a half. I've known my ex's family for the majority of my life. When we split up, some of his family has kept in contact with me, including his mom and one of his sisters. It's nothing crazy, but we grab a drink from time to time, and his mom just checks in to see how I'm doing. Knowing how my family is, she worries about me even though I tell her not to. We split a few years ago, and the divorce was final more than a year and a half ago. Despite me being the asshole in my marriage, my ex doesn't have any crazy bitterness, and we have a decent relationship now. In the years since we split, he's never had an issue with his family staying in contact with me. I know for sure because I've asked. Enter new GF. They've been together for 6 months or so. She's 27 and he's sneaking up on 40. Not that big of a deal, but she's not a fan of the fact that he's been married before. Actually, I'm the second ex-wife. As they've gotten more serious, she's taken extreme exception to the fact that his mom and sister in particular still keep in contact with me. I'm petty, and laughed my butt off the first time she came at me about it all. Privately, I talked with his mom and sister though, and told them I totally understand if they need to cut contact to keep the peace. They assured me that they do what they want to do, and not what the girlfriend of a hot minute demands. Since I am still in contact with them, she's taken the mature approach of posting all my misdeeds on social media, some of which have impacts on people that don't deserve it. Well, maybe deserve it a little, but in any case, it's rocking a lot of boats. 3 weeks ago, I was out with friends at a bar. New GF was there with the ex. She was livid and demanded I leave immediately. I gave the appropriate response and laughed, turned around and continued my conversation. She proceeded to hit me from behind and smashed my head into the bar top. I lost consciousness for a few, and when I came to, she was being pulled away and cops were being called. I declined charges at the time but was told if I changed my mind to contact them. So, since she's being petty and posting everything about me, I'm thinking maybe those charges sound a whole lot better. My ex is begging me not to, saying he will rein her in and get her to stop, but man, I just want to do it. As I've admitted, I'm not the good guy in this story, but am I the a-hole if I do file charges against this girl? Update. First, thanks everyone for the feedback. Tried to read as much as I could and really appreciate some of the insights. So today I learned my ex actually did split with the GF this past weekend. After reading many of the comments, I decided I was going to go ahead with the charges. I gave my ex Mill a call just to let her know, and so she could let my ex know so he had a heads up. I don't know or want to know the details of the breakup, but he ended it and told his mom that he understands if I wanted to press charges and that he never should have asked me not to in the moment. I spoke with the officer today and that's done. Likely little will happen to her, but at least there are consequences. I had a lot of people asking why we divorced in comments and DMs. Without getting too far into it, I've always been someone that didn't believe in monogamy or believe it was something I was capable of. My ex was aware of this going into our relationship and was on board for many years on our own definition of our marriage and relationship. Over the years, I could tell that it weighed on him, so I tried to change, believe in the things he did, but ultimately it just didn't work. I ended the marriage in large part because he wanted more kids and I did not. I wasn't an angel, and the end was a little messy, but we came to a good place. Thanks again for the messages, and even for some of the funny, terrible ones. Those made me laugh more than they should have.